Hey everybody, welcome to Valentine TV. The reaction today will be coming from Tisa Tales. Uh, is these are Tisa's getting out her words for the Sussex squad. Y'all know we ain't did the UK in a minute. So yeah, as y'all can see the title, the Queen betrayed her own grandson, Harry. Of course, Harry. And so I'm gonna let Tisa start it, go ahead and get you into it, and then I'll come in with my reaction. As y'all come in, y'all please hit that subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, okay? I appreciate it so much, okay? But all right, I think we're ready to get it started.
Hey, what's up, guys? And what's up, Sussex Squad? I hope y'all missed me. Your girl is back. We have so much to talk about. Let's try to get through this in one video. Did you hear about what's going on with Prince Harry and what's going on with Rayback and the way they denied it? But guess what? Harry is done, baby. What's today's date? Friday, May 2nd. You can call this Independence Day.
And I apologize for being a little late, y'all.
Cinco Day. Ginger, listen, don't stay Ginger Diaz. Y'all, what am I talking about? Harry is done with his father, and he has lightened his father and that corrupt institution up. And baby, all I gotta do is say, let that chopper sing. They talking about Harry Holt for a reconciliation. Did you see the BBC sit-down interview where he exposed everything? Y'all, we gotta talk about it. First thing that we actually need to talk about this is First thing we actually need to talk about is basically the way they're talking about they're done with Harry. I think Harry is done with y'all. Why else would he be sitting down giving an interview? He said the first place the Rayback chair went was to the palace to ask what the royal household and my family wanted for me. Exactly. Harry found out that his family 100% threw him from the bus and said, take it down.
And y'all know when Harry was born, they called him Harry the Spare, because he was always gonna be under William. But they treated Harry allegedly bad when he was smaller. You know what I mean? They always knew William was going for the throne. Harry was the spare. And it's a lot of other stuff that I'm gonna see if Tisa gets into it. If not, I'm gonna go ahead.
Isn't for review. This isn't for anything. This is for what's supposed to be a democratic nation taking a knee to the royal family. Because as much as the royal family want to act like, oh my God, we just do service, you do not. The royal family runs the most sophisticated, haughty, arrogant grift known to man. What am I talking about? They sit there and they act like they're doing good, shaking hands, kissing babies, going to openings. Oh, look at us, a life of service. When really you guys are billionaires that are grifting the people. You are slumlords. And the only reason you even show up for these charities is so nobody notice that you oversee all legislation and you have your hands deep in the UK government. Now, there has been a change of power. I don't know what's going on. I can't really talk trash anymore because, baby, I don't even know what's going on in America.
You get that right, yo. We don't even know what's going on over here, more or less in the UK. But hey, the UK, they put everything in their darn papers. They broadcast everything that's going on, and everything is surrounding Harry and Meghan. They are so jealous. Let it go, people. Let it go. Gosh, Harry in love the organic way.
Anymore. But let's stay focused. They were exposed as the royal family when Meghan was invited into the family. And I use that term loosely. they didn't want to give her security. Now, here's the thing that's the most royal reckoning. They're saying that one of the reasons Harry fought so much for Ravak and Harry wanted to get to the bottom is because he actually thought that his grandmother was working on his side. He actually thought that his grandmother was really being his guardian angel. And Harry is suffering from a death of or grieving that even his grandmother, who he thought beloved, who he looked at like a second mother, baby, she is that miserable old biddy, the same one that treated his mom like crap and then turned around and treated him like crap. Yes, you gave your okay for him to marry Meghan. However, after that, Meghan was bought in without protection. Her life at danger. She was put with a foot servant to learn how to know her place. She was mocked and humiliated. The queen let her cousins bring racist things to her wedding party, her engagement party, all this stuff. And at the end of the day, he always thought that maybe it was William, maybe it was father. No, his grandmother signed off to leave them unprotected. So when
See, and that's messed up because he always ran to grandmama for everything, to tell her everything. She knew everything until Megan got and let him know, and he got to see through a clear lens. Okay, they did not want Megan there at all. Y'all know that. They still don't want her. They want Harry back without Megan or the children, in my opinion. Okay.
when you hear that, please listen, because you are hearing Harry call out the whole system. One, his grandmother, his father, and his stupid, dumb, bald brother are going to do everything they can to help uphold. Now, as you read this, keep this in mind. They really do look at as Harry as a traitor. They really do. They believe in misogyny because Kate can't even, the Princess of Wales can't even do anything without her husband's permission.
You got that right. She can't do nothing. When they was fussing about whether or not the school that the kid child, the oldest, was gonna go to, yeah, Kate, yeah, she did whatever she did. She won that one, or they got her thinking she won it. We gonna see. We gonna see. But yeah, the women are supposed to be seen when they, seen whenever the man tells them to, but not heard unless the man say, "Oh, this is what you speak about. This is what you say. Don't say this. Don't say that." All of that. Where this, where that, all that kind of stuff. But Harry and Meghan, flowing, Meghan, because Meghan got her own mind, just like Kate. Kate just scared to use hers. She had to wait on William say so.
They uphold misogyny. They uphold racism. They uphold classism. They uphold sexism. That's what they were born for. That's what they
All
were
the
bred for. That's what they were educated for. And Harry did betray them by saying, no, enough. This is disgusting. This is vile. I met a woman I loved. And you know what? I see the world differently now. Again, it's like being in an insane asylum, right? Let's get into Harry's.
I know Harry feels 100% better right now. What y'all think about it? I know he feels 100% better that, and all that burden off his shoulders. He can just relax, do what he wants every day. Once he gets his family in check. Once he gets them in check.
Little scathing remarks because, baby, when I say he read them down, he read them down to the ground. Oh, here's what he said. In recent years, my family and I have been subjected to well documented neo Nazi and extremist threats, including from Al Qaeda. There are individuals in prison on UK soil because of such threats. And yet, since 2019, A proper risk assessment has not been conducted. This is not only a deviation from standard practice, it's a dereliction of duty. Now, that was a shot at his paw, because, yeah, that's right, Paul. You ain't served. Nobody served except for Andrew. And Andrew was probably like on the Galapagos Islands trying to like lure in underage penguins. I'm just
I love Tisa. Girl, you ain't said nothing. That's probably what he was doing too. That's probably what he was doing, underage penguins. And as far as the daddy go, Charles, are you sick or are you not? Like Tisa said, Lord, let your will be done. And that's not like going saying I hope he has it, because I don't think in my mind I don't think he has the way, unless he has it, but he wants to travel the world and do what he got to do before William takes over. Because once William takes over, y'all, crumble, crumble. That's it.
saying, listen, he then goes on to say, this all comes from the same institutions that preyed upon my mother, that openly campaigned for the removal of our security, and that continue to incite hatred towards me, my wife, and even our children, while at the same time protecting the very power that they should be holding accountable. Now, second of all, baby, he's talking about the grandmother. He's talking about his dad. He's talking about the whole royal institution. Let me remind the royal institution, baby, you saw what happened last time you pushed Harry. You really want to take that risk? You really want to push it a little bit more? Don't push him because he's close to the edge.
They will leave Harry alone. They will leave Harry and his family alone because he knows what it is to have a true, loving, peaceful family. And I don't think he would trade that for the world.
You saw what happened last time. Y'all literally played in Harry's face. And now y'all want to sit there and go for round two? I mean, I guess, baby, go for round 3 or 4 too. Because one thing is certain, and I really do think Harry will write another book. And he's probably going to take on that monarchy. And God forbid anything happen to anybody he loves, baby, he might end up suing. He goes on to say, my ask has been simple, that the standard protocols for security and risk assessments be applied to me in the same way they are to others, including people who have never carried out any public functions on behalf of the state. He's pointing out, I risked my life. I served for this country. Does this not mean anything? They said in November 2017, before the royal household role on Rayback was known. So here's the thing. In November 2017, before the royal household's role in Rayback was known, the secretive committee concluded that when my wife would join the royal family, she would not receive protection. Only when I asked.
See, that's messed up. Okay, Kate, she has protection automatic, but Megan married to Harry and she has no protection, even when Harry offered to pay his own money for protection. But I wouldn't trust them. I wouldn't trust them as far as I could throw them.
For the name of the person willing to accept and carry that risk, that they reverse the decision. Now, here's the scary part, and one that I don't think Harry's even gotten this far to process. The Queen was alive and kicking in 2017. The Queen gave her blessing for you to marry Meghan and then put her out to pasture like a little lamb waiting for the slaughter. Honestly, Harry, when are you going to come to terms with the fact that your family never wanted Meghan? I don't care how many times they kikied. I don't care how many times they lied, how many times they laughed with you. They never wanted her there. They looked at her as an abomination, a plaything that you get tired of. They thought they could smear her. They thought they could break her. They thought they could chase her away. And they thought that you would stay, have fun with your plaything, and then settle down with a nice little dull English girl like William did. Adult.
That ain't what Harry wanted, because y'all know Harry spent most of his time, a lot of his time in Africa, helping them. And excuse me, y'all, that was a motorcycle. But yeah, he spent most of his time around melanated people, Africa, just helping hungry and all of that stuff. It's William, the slumlord, him and his daddy over there won't let people like get cold and stuff in the darn, or he won't even let them get darn what you call it, double window, like, so to keep the cold air out. They said no to that. They said it costs too much, all that money that them people, they getting all them people's tax money, all that kind of stuff.
Old English doormat like William did. They didn't count on the power of love. I know Megan be listening to Celine Dion. One day I want to have a talk about Megan's playlist.
Tisa is
Megan is
funny.
delightful, but her playlist is whack. When are we ever going to talk about that? I get the whole jazz 70. It's whack. A little bit fine, but Megan, this is just whack. Anyway, right? I don't like it. I don't like. It's my opinion. She's great, but her playlist, nah. She needs somebody.
And don't come for Tisa, because she can have her opinion about a playlist. But there's Megan's playlist, which Megan gonna keep it, but Tisa can have her own opinion.
She needs someone to curate her musical taste. Because even the cuts of the jazz and the rock she picks, just not with it. But anyway, let's go. I'm a big business person. All right. Anyway, right? To get back to what I was saying, what does this prove for Harry? It proves a lot of things, but most importantly, it proves that your grandmother set you up. Your grandmother wanted harm to come to Meghan. Your grandmother smiled in your face along with your dad and used your wife as a prop and a PR campaign to show that the monarchy was different. And then if Meghan left on her own, it shows we're a great person, but she just wasn't like the rest of us.
Megan tougher than y'all thought she was. Megan held Harry down. She was tougher than y'all thought. Y'all thought y'all was gonna run off, but oh no. Oh no.
So again, in 2017, they asked, and they had to get this directly from the Queen's office. And I don't care what you say, the Queen knew what was going on. Remember, there was that whole guffaw over Meghan's wedding dress, the way they sabotaged that. The hem wasn't even completed on her wedding dress. And the way the girl from Alexander, whatever, was talking trash. Remember how they didn't even want her to get her tiara because they wanted to make sure she looked a mess on her wedding day? It's just so happened Meghan's so beautiful. It worked out anyway. Anyway, right? To make a long story even longer, Harry said the result was stripping me of protection that I've had since birth, whilst signaling to all other governments to do the same. This reckless action knowingly put me and my family in harm's way. Life is precious, and I understand the fragility of it all. They said in 2020, Rayback refused for the first time to conduct a required annual risk, threat, and impact assessment that their own policies demand. The intention of this assessment was to be objective and free from bias and interference to confirm the security required. That's right, the UK government is in it. I wouldn't ever step foot on that land, because here's the thing that Harry won't admit. Even if you got your private security, Harry, they would do something to hurt you. They would do something.
I honestly and truly and deeply believe that, Harry. Just leave them alone. I'm glad you cutting them off. Cut them off.
Something to harm you. They'd be like, whoops, oh, wow, who could have stopped you? You see what I'm saying? Anyway, they said throughout 2000, Harry went on to say, throughout 2020 and 2021, I attempted to resolve this issue privately, even offering to independently cover the cost of necessary and effective police protection in order to keep me and my family safe. Nobody responded directly to me about my offer. And when I made it, and even though I challenged the refusal to let me pay my knee, and even though I challenged it with their refusal to let me pay, my claim still failed. To the present day, the royal household remain my sole representation in Rayback for every visit and could call this assessment to be done at any point. The only possible conclusion that can be drawn is they choose not to, because they know the outcome will prove that my security should never have been removed in the first place. That is 100% true, Harry. But when are you going to come to Jesus? I think he already has. What y'all think in the comments? I think
Yeah, I think he has too. And as far as them removing the your security, man, I wouldn't trust the security unless they were no. Cause just like, man, I ain't going to say that. Go ahead.
think he actually already has. No, seriously, I think he's realized your grandma sold you out. She's that same hateful woman that literally rejoiced when your mom died, didn't even care, wouldn't even have a funeral, and only when the whole country rallied around her and said, "We're sick of you. We are sick of you. And we're done with this monarchy," did she get up and literally force you and your brother, psychologically torture you to walk behind your mother's dead body.
And that's gotta be so freaking hard. Man, the psychological abuse that has that to me, that is abuse. To walk behind, just keep walking behind it, just so the crowd can give their last respects and all that kind of stuff. No, ain't no way. No, no. Man, that was torture in itself.
So you could perform and do a royal duty. This man sacrificed his own childhood innocence, Harry and William too, but William turned out evil. Two sides to the same coin.
Very evil.
But you literally sacrifice your youth and your mental health so that your grandmother, people would forget that she was a horrible person.
Yeah.
People forget the way your father and Camilla tortured her. And yet you guys deserve nothing. Again, Harry found out the worst thing. He found out that his own family were the ones, and not just the ones he knew, but even his grandmother was the one that put it in. Y'all.
And he can't help it. I mean, he was born into it. He was born into it. And Diana knew, she knew something at the end because she protected Harry. And she showed them, the right way to go and all that stuff. And Harry got it. William, on the other hand, did not.
Harry is going to write another tell-all book, and I can't wait. Now, how do I know he's going to write a tell-all book? I don't know for certain, but everything in my body is telling me that he actually will write another book. On top of that, Scentable, the way they tried to take down that charity, guess what? Sophie the Cursed chased out more and more people. Even the new board members they elected are resigning. The only people left in Scentable are her and William's guy, that Sir Ellie Elam, whatever. Sophie should be ashamed of herself. She sold out herself. She sold out her country. She sold out the children she was to be helping for a few pieces of gold and to lick the boots of William, who will discard her. They've never embraced her, but they will discard her and destroy her as soon as possible. But that investigation is underway. William, what's the thing? He's still being a lazy oaf. The future head of the Church of England skipped Easter Sunday again, the most sacred day in Christianity, and
Not William, not skipping Easter. And that's what they all supposed to stand for over there, huh? You skipped Easter? Huh?
Never misses a football match. William's disgusting. Kate is literally chasing after him like a little rat, hoping, can I see? Can you let me out? Can I do anything? Kate's chasing after him, begging to be seen, because women are seldom seen, never heard. Kate, know your place. You spent so much time thinking that you guys were the dynamic duo, bullying and harassing Megan and letting her know that by the color of her skin and her pedigree, she didn't deserve to be there. It's only after Megan went on to soar to new heights, and Megan is doing very, very well. She has gotten back into the TIG. She has gotten back into the influencer market. Baby, now Kate's realized, yeah, you don't go here either, and they don't like you either. And baby, we love to see it. I would say William needs protection, but for what? Take $1 million. Mark my words, I will say this. William is going to embrace the death of the monarchy.
I
The
told
queen
you.
was
I'm
enough of a
telling you.
con artist to know that if they had all these things, people would start to question when all the European monarchies were being abolished or they were falling. She was smart enough to know we have to look like we have some worth, like we add something. Life of service. It was all BS, but it was enough to cover up why they were billionaires and they hid their wealth. William was phrased to be so lazy, he doesn't even see the purpose of that. He's like, yeah, I am
Exactly.
queen. I do what I want. I know I'm not going to do anything. I
Yeah.
run this stuff. He's taking it back to feudal times and a time where everybody is sick of the ruling, the wealthy, and the elite.
I wonder, like, when Charles gives William the darn throne, what is William gonna? Y'all, I wonder how it's gonna be. Y'all, okay, UK people, yeah, we going through ours. We going through ours right now, y'all. Them darn, woo. Too much to even talk about on this video, but I'm gonna leave it over there in the UK. But y'all, when William get up in there, I don't know. I don't know.
Everything William does to Harry, even that dumb idea he has about stripping Harry's titles, everything William does to Harry is going to come back tenfold to William's children.
They always said it goes back to the children. You parents, y'all think about how you treat people and all of that kind of stuff, cause it comes back to your children. Now, if you start young, it's gonna hit you too. But yeah, don't mess up your children's future. I mean, I don't. I think the children will be fine. But mine, everybody fine. I think so. I don't know if I necessarily believe in that because God don't work there. I mean, y'all know Jesus. Y'all know. And if you don't believe in Jesus, you believe in something. All right. Anyway, let me see what's going on. Let me see a little teeny bit more, y'all.
Because if you do challenge, if you do remove, if you do something, it's going to come back tenfold and they're going to start removing you and everybody else as the time goes on. So, baby, it is good that, like, yes, it's going to bury them eventually. But let's also take a moment to celebrate what's going on with Megan. Megan is in her
Okay.
influencer bag. Megan is thriving. Megan is glowing. And I think that's the one thing that they hate the most. Not that she's thriving, growing, they always hated that. But Megan's success proves how insignificant they are.
Right.
Think about it. I know they run things over on Salty Island because that's their thing. They control the media. But imagine the fact that they think that they are so respected and revered in the world at large that they can say this person's non grata and they'll be shunned. You think you can sink a Netflix show, baby? You can't even get people to show up and watch your coronation. You better leave us alone. Anyways,
Yeah, y'all. It's just a trip. That's all I got to say. Cause Netflix then picked up Megan again. Y'all know all the good that Megan's doing. Megan's over here, her and her Harry, Megan, they family living comfortable, happy, lovely. They are in love. I can tell when they look at each other. You can still see it, you know? All right, well, I'm going to let this go right here. Y'all can find Tisa Tales on YouTube, all platforms. Y'all gotta go check out that. Hey, but I'm going to end it right here for me. Y'all, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will talk to y'all later. All right. Bye, y'all.